All right, so in this video, I want to solve these linear trig equations, and I want to solve them between 0 and 2 pi. So all my solutions have to be between this. And I'm not going to use a calculator over here. I'm going to use special triangles, which I've got here on this paper on the side. So let's start with this first question here, where tan theta equals to 1. The first thing I want to do in a question like this is I always want to draw my cast rule. Once I have sine, cos, or tan isolated, I'm going to do my cast rule. So I know that tan is positive in quadrant A and quadrant T, because all are positive here and tan is positive here. Now I need to find this tiny acute angle, and that's what I use the special triangles for. So I have tan theta as 1. 1 just means 1 over 1, opposite over adjacent are both 1. So I'm using this triangle over here. And whichever angle you look at, opposite over adjacent is 1 over 1, which is 1. So my angle is going to be pi over 4. So I found my acute angle, which is pi over 4. Now I want to state my two solutions, always starting from this line here and going up to this line. So my first solution, theta, is just pi over 4. And my second solution, it starts here and it ends all the way at this line. So this is pi plus pi over 4, which is just 5 pi over 4. Now, if you don't know how to add fractions, I would suggest going back to that, learning how to add and subtract fractions, because I just did a common denominator over here. 4 pi over 4 plus pi over 4 is 5 pi over 4, but I won't be explaining that in every single question. It's assumed that you should know how to add and subtract fractions without a calculator in this chapter. Let's go to the second question. Let's move this over here. Second question is sine theta equals to 1 divided by root 2. So again, I want to start with my cast rule. Sine is positive in A and S. So these two quadrants here, 1 and 2. And then I want to figure out my acute angle. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So if I look at pi over 6, my opposite over hypotenuse is not correct. It's 1 over 2. If I look at this one, if I look at pi over 4, opposite over hypotenuse is 1 over root 2. So again, I know my acute angle is pi over 4. My two solutions, my first solution in the first quadrant is just pi over 4. And in this quadrant over here, I'm going to do pi minus pi over 4, which is just 3 pi divided by 4. Let's go to the third example. Third example is cos theta equals root 3 divided by 2. So start with my cast rule. Cos is positive in A and C. My acute angle, so cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent over hypotenuse means my angle is pi over 6, because then I have adjacent over hypotenuse. So pi over 6, pi over 6. So my first solution again is just pi over 6 because it's in the first quadrant. And my second solution, a full circle, is 2 pi, and then I take back a little bit, which is pi over 6, and this is just going to give me 11 pi over 6. Fourth question is sine theta is negative root 3 over 2. So now we have our first negative question over here. So when I do my cast rule, I know sine is positive in A and S, which means sine is negative in T and C, basically the third and fourth quadrant. Need to find my acute angle. So I'm thinking about root 3 over 2, opposite over hypotenuse. If I look at pi over 3, opposite is root 3, hypotenuse is 2. So my angle here is pi over 3. My first solution is pi plus pi over 3, which is 4 pi over 3. And my second solution is 2 pi minus pi over 3, which is 5 pi over 3. Fifth question, we have cos theta equals -1 over root 2. So again, I'll start with my cast rule. Cos is positive in these two quadrants, A and C. Cos is negative in S and T. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So again, my angle is pi over 3 because adjacent, oh no, it's pi over 4 because adjacent over hypotenuse is 1 over root 2. In this case, it's pi over 4. And then my two solutions, my first solution for theta is pi minus pi over 4, which is 3 pi over 4. And my second solution for theta is pi plus pi over 4, which is 5 pi over 4. And last question, tan theta equals to root 3. So again, if I sketch this out, CAST, tan is positive in A and T. And then tan is opposite over adjacent. My opposite has to be root 3, which means my adjacent has to be 1. So root 3 over 1. So if I look at pi over 3, this is opposite over adjacent. So my acute angle is pi over 3. And then my first solution for theta is just pi over 3 because it's in the first quadrant. And my second solution for theta is pi plus pi over 3, which is 4 pi over 3.